TinkerCAD tips. Welcome back to TinkerCAD 101. This will be lesson 9, the final lesson in this series of lessons or tutorials. If you missed episodes 1 through 8, just click on my bio up there and there'll be the videos prior to this one, or you can always go to my bio and find the TinkerCAD tips playlist. There are almost 600 tutorials out there now and videos going back about 3 years, so be sure to check those out. So what I wanted to do in today's lesson, instead of going over particular techniques or whatever, is to go over some of the things that I've created in TinkerCAD and maybe inspire you guys to create your own things to give you an idea what TinkerCAD can actually do. This is one that I've recently been working on. It's sort of a pill minder, and you can print any number of these boxes and connect them side to side, top to bottom. And then I created all these lids for it. So this is just one example of what TinkerCAD can do. Let's check out another one. This is another project I created. It's the Pentacus icosahedron. This is something that was made to do WLED using some addressable LEDs. And this entire thing is made up of these triangles down here, either isosceles or equilateral. And then I printed these up, and each one of them I put a series of LEDs around the inside, wired them all together, and then hooked them up to an ESP32. So this is another example of what TinkerCAD can do. Here's another I had worked on recently, this zodiac sign gemstone. I had found an image of these zodiac signs, converted it to SVG, brought them in here, made this gemstone, and I placed these, but this was meant or designed to be printed on a two-color printer like a Prusa or Bamboo. So you see the gemstone here in all of the images are first inset, hollowed out, and then I have the images themselves. So when I export this here is actually two parts, and I export them as an OBJ. Here's another that I worked on independently. This is actually the control box for that WLED sphere that I just showed to you. And I designed this box to hold all of the components that drive those LEDs. If you look in here, if I hide this here, I even designed up the power supply, the fuse box, the ESP32, so I knew how everything would fit together. Made all the holes for the fan, a cover for the fan, etc. So again, this is to give you a little inspiration, and just when you think about these things, think about any shape that you make can either be a solid or a hole. So always keep that in mind. This is a recent episode or a tutorial as well, the Coasters Made Easy. And I showed how I went out to Google and I found images for these logos here, converted them to SVG, brought them into TinkerCAD, created some circles and such. I even did this one here where this one is actually meant to be printed as two colors. If I bring this up here, you can see that it's actually inset into this. Someone had recently asked about doing an image on the back, and again, it would be very similar. You could just grab all of this stuff, flip this over, and then you'd have to do the same techniques to the back side of this and then flip it back over again. So this is another one that I know people were quite interested doing coasters, and TinkerCAD makes those quite simple to do. Here's another one that's been quite popular lately, different straw toppers. Now bear in mind this could also be applied to keychains, let's say. And I had shown where I had gone out to a website and I had found a font that I liked, downloaded the TTF or OTF file, converted it to an SVG, brought it into TinkerCAD, and then I went through a couple of steps where I was able to create these various backgrounds, or like up here, bring in other logos or iconography, thicken them up, put a hole through them, and they make a slick straw topper or a keychain. Here's another that I had worked on for a client, and these are both sort of duplicates of each other. In case I happen to mess up one, I could go back. but this was made up of a number of shapes. Some of this part here I actually did in the sketch tool. A lot of this was either done in the sketch tool or from basic shapes over here. And then these are just miniature copies of it. Some of you may remember this tutorial as well. This was the hexagon fidget toy. And I went through step by step on how I created these individual parts here, and then combined them together into something like this, so that we could send them as an STL to our printer. Again, this is to get your creative juices flowing. Let's go to the next one. This is from another tutorial that I did not too long ago. It's sort of a circular silhouette type of a thing using, 4 different discs here, and we went through and I showed again how to convert images into SVGs, import them in here, how to create the circles that go around them, and then we went through and made the stand, making sure that the little slots in it had enough tolerance so that everything would fit together. Now this project is one that I never did a tutorial for. This was a personal project that I had worked on. I needed a new stand for my iPhone, something that was a little wider than the phone, had the slot down here to plug it in. I put all of these, honeycomb meshes in it. Now this was designed using the sketch tool over here, this basic shape. And then I used other shapes to cut it more like a trapezoid. Now, this one is an example of a hybrid project. So I originally found this object here on Maker World. This was actually a whistling mortar, and I wanted to change it into something that didn't whistle, but was a container with a threaded top. So I was able to take the original, and through using a lot of different shapes and some cutting and such, using some of the thread generator tools, etc., I was able to create these. I was even able to create a version that had a little bit thicker fins here, or thicker veins, versus the thinner ones. This here is the top for it. If I make it transparent, you can see it's hollow inside. And what I would do is load this up with little battery-operated LEDs before I launched it. So there's an example of being able to take an existing object and improving upon it. Here's another project that I had worked on. This particular thing is actually posted on Cults 3D. I have this available there. It's Stitch, and this was done with a couple different techniques. This portion of it here is actually multicolor, and I had gone through some tutorials where I showed how to do these through a series of websites and Inkscape, etc., but I had incorporated that into this post-it note holder. So I made kind of a copy of what a post-it note stack would look like, and I was able to inset that and put this together. So that's kind of a cool one. This is another example of the multi-part, multicolor projects that I did in TinkerCAD. This came from an image, a vector image that I found on Google, and I was able to transform it into various SVGs and bring it in here. And each color is a separate part. You can see here, if we break this apart, lift these up, whoop, and bring that, get that there. In any case, see what you can do with TinkerCAD. That one's kind of was a neat project, and I show how to do this. I have tutorials about this. You know where to find those on my bio. Look back or go through my TinkerCAD tips playlist. And here's another that I was just playing around with, something that I was just goofing with different techniques, etc. This UFO object. I don't know if this would be printable or not, but it was something I was having fun with and trying to be creative. As always, like, follow, repost. If you have any comments, you know where to drop those. And as always, happy tinkering.